Alright, welcome to another Affinity Photo tutorial. Today we're going to be creating what you're seeing here, an embossed seal. This is something like you would see on an official document, and we're going to figure out how to make it in Affinity Photo together. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's start off with a new document, and we'll make it 1920 by 1080. Alright, first things we're going to do is bring in our guides as usual, because it just makes it easier to design this way. Alright, so first thing we want to do is place our background image that we're going to use, our piece of parchment. So let's go to File and Place. And I've got this picture I found. Actually, I did a screen grab. So let's go ahead and just pop that in here. Get it close to where we want it. That looks pretty good right there. And we'll go ahead and rasterize and trim that right away. And we'll lock it for right now since we don't need to really mess with that anymore. Let's create our seal. And this is just a matter of we're using some shapes and some text and the Move Duplicate tool to make it easy. So let's come down to our shapes and let's start off with a rounded rectangle. And we'll just come up here. We're going to make it a little bit big for right now, and then we'll size it down when we're done, so at least we can see what we're doing. So we'll make our rounded rectangle and we'll make sure it's centered left to right. And then we're going to enable our transform origins, and we're going to drag that origin point down to our crosshairs here. And then with move selected up here, we're going to hit enter, and that'll invoke our move duplicate tool. We'll check off duplicate. Insertion mode, we'll put it behind. We'll change the rotation on this one to, let's say, -3%. And then we're just going to increase the number of copies around until we kind of get right there, and click OK. And then we'll group all these layers together to keep everything nice and neat. So hold down Shift and we'll group those. All right, next thing we need to do is make our little inner ring of ellipses. So we're going to change our tool to the ellipse tool, and then giving ourselves a little bit of room right here for our text, we'll hold down Command and Shift and we'll drag out an ellipse. That's plenty big enough right there. We're going to do the same thing with this. We're going to grab the origin point, snap it down there, make sure that move is selected, hit enter to invoke our move duplicate tool again. Check duplicate, insertion mode will be behind, and this time let's rotate it let's go -10. And we're going to increase the copies on this till we come around to there. Click OK, and then we'll group these as well. All right, got that done. So now we need to put in our text. So let's pick the ellipse tool again here, and we'll snap into the center, and holding Command and Shift, we're just going to come out and drag till we're just a little bit beyond those ellipses that we just made. And let's change our fill to none. And then let's grab our artistic text tool, and we're just going to come over here and hover near the ellipse here, which will snap our text to it. And we're going to write in, I'm going to put in my name. And let's go ahead and change the color on that to match our other stuff here. We'll make it white. And let's change the text to something a little more documenty. Use one called Tox Typewriter. And we'll increase the font size on that. Let's bring it up to about 36, looks good there. And we're just going to align this so it's centered at the top of our circle, right about there. All right, so I've got my name on there, so now I need my title. What am I? So I'm going to just go ahead and duplicate this layer, Command J, and come back over to the artistic text tool. Now we're just going to push it around so that it's on the bottom of the document here, and we're going to need to size that up a little bit. So I'm going to hold down Command and Shift, drag it out to where I want it, right about there, center that up, and then let's change this will be my title, and I'm a notary public. Not really, but it looks good. And then we'll go ahead and space that down here so it's there. And what we can do here is let's highlight all of this text here because it's tight, and we'll hold down Option and the right arrow key, and we'll just open it up a little bit like that. So now what we need to do is put in our little stamp in the center. Let's come over, let's grab the artistic text tool again here. We'll just drag out shape here in the center. For this, I am going to use, I downloaded these a week or so ago. These are just like ornaments. It's called Mortised Ornaments Free. And I think I'm going to just hit Z. And that gives us this little bottle looking thing. We'll just snap that up into the center. And we have a little more text that we need to add to this. We need to add the state and established in. So let's come back to our ellipse tool here, snap into the center, Command and Shift, and we'll drag out a slightly smaller one here. Come back to our text tool. Let's change the text right away to back to our Tox typewriter. And we're going to bring the font down a little bit because that's a little too big there. And we'll just snap in and we'll put in State of Texas. And so we will have to kind of move this around a little bit. Let's bring it up here. So by grabbing the red handles, and I'm a little new to this, so by grabbing the red handles, you're able to make the text be either up on top or down below of the path that you're typing on. So we'll go with that, State of Texas. And then I need to put the established date in there. So once again, we'll duplicate this, Command J, and we'll rotate this around again now so that it comes out on the bottom. And we're going to size this up a little bit, get it lined up. So there we go. Now we've got our seal. So now what we need to do is we need to emboss our seal onto our background and make it believable. So for right now, let's go ahead and group all the layers that make up our seal. We'll group those. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a copy of that for right now in case I want to change anything later on. So I'm just going to Command J, make a copy, and we'll just hide this lower one for right now. Let's take this top one, we'll rasterize and trim it. And then let's go ahead and resize it. And I want to put it, usually, this is in the corner of a document. To really sell this, we're going to put it right over here so it kind of borders over the paper itself and a little bit of the background border. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because when you emboss it, really all you're doing is you put a depression in the paper, so it's still taking on the color of what's behind it. So by doing that, let's highlight. Well, first of all, let's unlock our old paper layer and we'll highlight it. And then we're just going to Command click on this pixel layer of what we just resized. And that's going to select it. And we're going to go Command C to copy, Command V to paste, and Command D to deselect. So really what we did is we highlighted this, but we were selecting that from the old paper. So if we hide this pixel layer right now, it looks like everything disappeared. And here's where the fun comes in. We're going to go to Layer Effects on the layer that we just copied that we really can't see right now. We're going to hit Bevel and Emboss. And right away we can start to see something there. So what we're doing is we are embossing. So we'll go ahead and emboss. We're going to unlock the radius and the depth. And let's change the radius to like 1 pixel, and we'll change the depth to maybe like 1.5 pixels, 1.6 let's say. And then we're going to invert it because it's biting into the paper. Okay, that's looking not too bad there, but it's a little washed out. So let's come down to Color Overlay. And let's bring the opacity down on that to about 30%. And then let's change the blend mode from normal to overlay. And really, that's about it right there. If you take a good look now, you can see how it's embossed into the paper. It's taking on the color of the paper with a slight shadow from that color overlay that we gave it. But even all this design here is still embossed through the document. And really, that's all there is to it. It's not a very difficult effect to pull off, but it really does kind of sell that whole official document effect. So if you enjoyed this, please hit the like button or think about subscribing to my channel for more tutorials like this. And until next time, peace. Talk to you later. Bye.